It is part 2, so make sure to watch the previous parts as well. You will find the links in the description box. In the previous part, we saw that after defeating Yahoo, Feng reached the library to gather information about the weird things happening around him. Feng thinks that this world seems strange to him, as he is amazed by the Asura mask, a poisonous wolf, and mosquitoes that belong to his planet. He has to do some research to figure out where they came from on Earth. Meanwhile, a girl is following him and she comes from behind and puts her hands on his eyes, asking Feng to guess her name. At first, he thinks it's the same girl who is with him in his world. However, he realizes that he mistook her for someone else. She is Feng's childhood friend and calls him brother, though they are not actually related by blood. She tells him that she has been looking for him since he did not meet with her in the past few days, and asks him to accompany her to her birthday party, which is organized by her best friend. When they reach the party venue, after seeing it, Feng wonders about the wealth and relationship of the hosts with Miss Ansi. They tell Miss Ansi that her friend is waiting for her in VIP room 19. Ansi asks Feng if it's a very expensive place and suggests that she can ask her friends to change their minds and go somewhere else. When they enter the room, they find that Ansi's friends have been waiting for the birthday girl for a long time. Ansi's friend asks about Feng and says he looks very handsome. Ansi apologizes for making her friends spend so much money to celebrate her birthday. But her friend says it's okay because Mr. Hu, let's call him John, has said that he will pay for everything. John raises a glass of wine towards Ms. Ansi and asks her to drink it, but she's denied it by saying she is not very good at drinking wine. In that moment, Feng comes from behind and drinks the same cup of wine and tells John to come outside for a man-to-man talk. Outside, he tells John that he knows there were sleeping pills in the drink and asks John what he is planning to do with Ansi. John asks Feng if he does not know who he has offended and then tells him that since he came here and drank the wine, he will not leave the hotel alive. Feng tells John that he will be fine with that glass of wine, regardless of what was added to it, but if he doesn't reveal who ordered him to do this, he won't leave alive. John responds that he can't stop him, and that Master Gong sent him a message, just you wait. However, upon hearing Gong's name, Feng becomes enraged and releases his demonic cat beast. He tells John to deliver his message to Master Gong that he will find him once he settles all his personal matters and threatens John by saying, "Can't you hear me? If you can't hear me, I'll make sure you feel it in your head." He then tells John that he will have to pay for the expenses of tonight, to which John agrees to pay after that. Feng tells John to take him to Gong because he feels bad for always being on the receiving end, but this time he wants to return the favor. However, John doesn't know where Gong is because Gong usually contacts him with the location of the meeting. Feng asks where he usually meets Gong, and John replies that they usually meet at the abandoned metal factory. Feng decides to go to the metal factory. While they are departing after the party, Feng thinks about when his family stopped recognizing him as a part of the family. Ansi and her parents have taken care of him a lot, so there shouldn't be any problem with this childhood friend. However, Ansi looks too much like his girlfriend Fenjer, so he will investigate her later. Then, Feng controls John's mind and asks him to take him to the metal factory since John is supposed to meet with Gong that day. At that moment, Feng receives a call from an unknown number. The caller says that the boss is not well, that boss Fatty has gone missing, and it was Poison Wolf who informed Feng about the kidnapping of Fatty. Later, they arrive at the metal factory, and Feng asks John if he wants to come with him, but John tells him that he wouldn't dare to go with him. Meanwhile, Feng takes his phone away and answers the incoming call. On the call, he tells the person on the other end that he knows they have kidnapped his best friend and that they will have to pay for it. He asks to meet the person, but the person on the other end of the phone tells him that it will not be necessary, as he will not survive, and hangs up the call. In frustration, Feng breaks John's phone and says it is painful that there are only 2 people he knows and both of them have gotten into trouble because of him. He asks if Master Gong was the one who arranged the events happening today, and John confirms that he did. John warns him that he does not know how terrifying the Gong family is and that they will not let him go. Feng thanks him for the warning with a demonic smile and says, "You don't have to worry about the rest now." Feng then blasts John's car with him and says goodbye. On the other hand, the bald man is beating Fatty because he is Feng's friend. Fatty asks him, "Do you want to kill Feng? You're just signing your death warrant." The bald man tells him that he knows that the last time Feng used some kind of hypnosis to make him kneel down in front of everyone to humiliate him like this in public, but he is sure that this time he will die. He tells Fatty that his brother has sent this gentleman to deal with Feng. He is known as Mr. Six-Finger Snake, and Fatty feels a weird aura from him. Then, Feng makes his grand entry onto the scene by breaking down the door. He says it's a shame that Gong is not there, but maybe they should know where he is. Fatty warns him to be careful, and the Snake Man launches a sneak attack on Feng. But Feng manages to dodge it with ease. Feng tells the Snake Man that Gong is underestimating him by sending just a mere worm to kill him. The Snake Man replies that they will soon find out when he swallows Feng whole, and he is amazed to see that Feng is also using his same technique to control beasts for an attack. Feng provokes the Snake Man by asking if he brought only one snake. The Snake Man realizes that the protagonist is hiding some tricks, so he decides to use his move, the King Cobra, and warns Feng that now no one can save him from going to hell. Feng tells him, "It is getting boring now, let me show you something new," and orders the spirit cat to eat his food. Feng thinks that the drop of blood that he took from the professor absorbed vital energy and started to grow its own wisdom, forming into a spirit beast. He can no longer create extra life from the drop, but now has an assistant beast. The Snake Man challenges Feng that they will see who has the strongest beast and releases his King Cobra attack. Feng says that unlike him, he doesn't need to stand in one place to control his beast. The Snake Man manipulates his beast with his fingers, but when Feng attacks him, he is unable to control his beast. Feng mocks him by saying, "You can't understand, even if I tell you. Your level is too low to do it." As they fight, the Snake Man asks him what family he comes from, as he has never heard of someone with that much power. Feng tells him that he hails from hell. The Snake Man responds by saying that he will send Feng back there and prepares to attack with his ultimate move, the Giant Snake. However, Feng cuts the giant snake into many pieces. Upon seeing this, the Snake Man becomes frightened and asks how the protagonist dared to do such a thing. It seems that the Snake Man is losing in the battle, but he still has some tricks up his sleeve. He reveals his ultimate trump card move, the Scarlet Python, and transforms snakes into a red devil monster. Feng asks the cat to return, but the red snake attacks him. Despite this, the protagonist remains standing there without showing any movement, and it seems as if the snake has managed to kill him this time. Upon seeing this, the bald man happily says that he's lucky to have died so quickly. Suddenly, a bump appeared on the snake, and a demonic baby comes out by tore its way out from Snake's stomach, and starts crying in a horrible manner. The baby then starts eating the snake's corpse. The Snake Man, frightened by the sight, asks the protagonist who the hell he is. Meanwhile, the bald man, upon seeing this, was fearful and attempted to flee in order to save his life. But Feng warned him not to even think about leaving after messed with him. Then by tearing off the hand of the Snake Man, Feng said, "I am the demon from hell and you are not allowed to die too soon. Welcome to my territory, hell." In response, the Snake Man begs for his life and tells him he will do anything he wants. He doesn't want to die. "Please don't kill me." Feng tells him that he can do something for him and that he would like to turn him into a bomb. Feng touches the head of the Snake Man and his body cramps and engulfs in dark red aura, and he transforms into a strange, heart-like creature. Feng thinks to give it to Gong as a return gift. Later, Feng frees Fatty and tells him to rest a little. He will treat his injuries later. Then Feng approaches the bald man and surprisingly puts the same heart-like thing in his mouth and forces him to eat it by saying, it is a surprise return gift for his older brother Gong. After this, the bald man only repeats that he is a return gift for his older brother, and Feng tells him he can go home. Feng apologizes to Fatty because due to him, he is facing these things, but Fatty said there is no issue since he knows Feng will come to rescue him. Feng tells Fatty to get up and go home, but Fatty asks Feng to help him since he is injured. But he notices surprisingly that all his injuries are already healed. On the other hand, the bald man continuously repeats, "I am a return gift for my big brother," while going to meet his brother. When he finally meets his brother Gong, he asks him how everything happened there and if Feng died a horrible death. But the bald man keeps repeating the same thing. Gong notices something strange is happening to the bald man. He is asked about the six-fingered snake and why he did not come back with him. However, the bald man's face starts transforming, and upon seeing this, Gong fears and kicks him to maintain his distance from him. Then the bald man's body starts emitting a yellow light and prepares to blast. In order to save himself, Gong jumps out of the building by breaking the window before his brother's body blasts. The next day, Feng is suspicious as to why his teacher Ying, let's call her Kim, invited him to dinner, and thinks about using this opportunity to find some clues about the Gong family. The teacher calls him and introduces him to her best friend, Kim. She tells Feng that her friend wants to ask him some questions. Feng goes to dinner with beautiful ladies, and they just stare at him. Due to this, Feng feels weird and asks for the reason from them. Kim tells him that when her friend heard that Feng helped her by killing a demonic mosquito, she informed her about how scary those mosquitoes are. However, she cannot understand how Feng knows about mosquitoes. That's why she asked Feng to dinner so he could answer her questions. Kim's friend Kin tells Feng that she is a doctor and also the manager of the biggest private healthcare in Gong City. She asks Feng how he knows about those mosquitoes since the news about mosquitoes has not leaked to the public yet. Feng denies answering her question. Kin says that if he cannot explain, she has a good reason to suspect him for the sudden appearance of demonic mosquitoes. Feng thanks them for the food and leaves by saying, "This is none of my business anymore." At that moment, another bald man named Zheng from the Bai family arrives and begs Feng to save his father's life. Upon seeing this, the doctor tells Zheng that Feng is an unknown person, but Zheng warns her not to speak any nonsense about an official guest of the Bai family. Feng says they have to go now as the old man can't wait any longer. Qin asks Feng if she can see how he will save the old man. If everything goes well, she would like to become his student. As they leave, an unknown man informs Gong that Feng is leaving with the Bai family. Gong asks him to follow Feng and wait for him until he leaves the Bai house. Meanwhile, Gong hears news that a building in the city has turned into ashes due to a sudden explosion, and the police are still trying to find out the culprit. Gong becomes enraged and says that Feng is already a dead man, and he will decide how he will die. On the other side, when Feng enters the old man's house, Qin tells him that it's not that she doesn't believe him, but how can he treat such cases when even an entire group of doctors cannot do anything? As a professional or private doctor of Master Bai, she won't let him use the old man as an experiment. But Feng is the only person who can save him. To treat the old man, Feng tells the cat to come out. The cat is the key to saving Master Bai. Feng asks the bald man for a bowl and collects some of the cat's blood that comes out of its claws in the bowl. Meanwhile, Qin wants to play with the cat by touching it. Feng gives the bowl to a bald man and tells him to let the master drink it, as this blood will cure the old man's disease. In that moment, someone warns Feng to be careful of the schemes of the Gong family. It is the old man's granddaughter, Rosa. Feng asks, "Is the Gong family really that powerful? Why are you so scared of them?" Rosa replies that the Gong family is not powerful, but the real power behind them is the Leng family. Feng becomes curious about that family. Meanwhile, the old man wakes up and he is fine now. He says that he fell into the Gong family's trap. Feng tells him that he still doesn't know many things about this world, but that demonic mosquito is definitely not from this world. Qin is surprised and asks which world they are talking about. Feng says that it is not necessary to investigate everything right now. It will eventually come to light one day, since the Gong family is crazy enough to strike him again, so they just have to be on guard. Rosa thanks him for saving her grandfather, and he says it was nothing and notices there were Gong family cars outside. Feng asks to borrow a car in exchange for saving the old man, and the old man agrees to give him their white sports car. On the other hand, Gong family guards come out of those black cars after seeing Feng leaving the house in the white car. They try to enter the Bai family property forcefully. Meanwhile, a gangster-type giant man comes and tells the Bai family guard that he is looking for Feng. He says that if they don't get in his way, he will not do anything to them. The giant man challenges Feng to come out of the car, and if he doesn't, he will drag him out like a dog. The giant man tries to grab Feng, but Feng deflects his attack by using his aura shield. The giant man is impressed by Feng's power and tells him that his skills are good enough to be a part of his team. But unfortunately, he has to die today. Feng tells him that he has to catch him first and leaves the place in the car. After escaping, Feng stops his car at a remote place and says that the giant man's abilities are extremely strange, and he may lose if he tries to fight him. He says that he has a bit of time to complete the formation he left behind and tries to absorb life force from the surroundings while sitting beneath the tree. He manages to complete his formation named Demonic Breaking Form and thinks this formation against those people will be more than enough. He has a surprise for all of them. Meanwhile, the Gong people arrive at that place and start their search to find Feng. While they are searching for Feng, he beheads one of their allies. Upon seeing this, the giant man warns his allies to stay alert. However, Feng comes out and returns the head of their ally and welcomes them to his playground, Hell. The bald man says that no matter how many tricks Feng uses, he will die tonight. Feng mocks the giant by saying, "I am here, kill me if you can." In response, the giant man says he forgot to tell Feng before that he was not the only one Gong sent to kill him. Then we see a zombie-like creature try to sneak attack Feng from behind, but he is already aware of its presence, so he drags it down to the ground by grabbing its head. Meanwhile, the giant man takes advantage of the distraction created by the zombie and shoots a beam at Feng, causing him to fly through the air. When Feng tries to regain his balance from the beam attack force, the zombie climbs onto his body and entangles him. The zombie then bites Feng's shoulder to drink his blood and absorb his power. However, the giant man realizes that Feng still has tricks up his sleeve to beat them, so he decides to kill him quickly and shoots the same beam at him, aiming for his heart and creating a big hole in his chest. They both think Feng is dead now, and the zombie tells the giant man that he will make a new puppet from Feng's body. However, the giant man decides to destroy Feng's body completely, because they already know that Feng has enough power to kill the six-fingered snake, and Gong personally tells them to deal with Feng so they cannot take any risks. After shooting his final move, they say Feng is just an F-level amateur who should be grateful that he is killed by high-rank experts. However, Feng suddenly appears behind them and slices the zombie into two parts. The giant man is frightened as he can't understand what is happening here. Feng is still alive after receiving a hole in his heart. Even high-level experts cannot endure his attack. Feng reveals that he intentionally took the attack to figure out the secret of his abilities, and now he knows that he uses vibration in his attacks. Feng unleashes his demonic breaking form, which he just completed, and attacks the giant man's shoulder using his demonic skill, Hunting Scythe. Feng mocks them by saying that their predictions about his power level are inaccurate. To show them his true power, he releases his true formation and completely engulfs them in his aura. Upon seeing their fear, he offers to save their lives and says that he will spare only one person between them. They have to decide who will live. However, they already know that Feng will kill them both in the end. He says this to provoke them so they will fight each other. In desperation, the giant man releases all his power to lift the Feng aura, but it is useless against Feng's dark power. In response, Feng cuts the giant man's shoulder using his hunting scythe. It seems that Feng will humiliate and easily kill them, but then the story takes another unexpected turn when a zombie in a real human body appears. He says that he has already decided who will live and turns the giant man into a puppet ghoul. Feng asks him why he killed the giant man to save himself if he already knew that Feng will not let anyone leave. The puppet man clears Feng's doubt by saying that his ghouls have greater potential than humans because dead bodies are easy to control, and starts attacking Feng. However, in the end, it is all just big talk, as Feng slices him with just one hit. Feng says it is strange that he did not think they are so weak, but anyway they will be useful for him for now, and orders his cat to eat them. Later, he moves towards the tree and absorbs life force from his surroundings to complete his formation. He is amazed by the fast growth rate of his spirit when he notices his cat's spirit evolve into a lion. Feng thinks that devouring strong people will help him to grow, and if Gong has such strong alliances around him, it will be beneficial. He still needs to form good relations with the Bai family since it will help him take down Gong. He leaves that remote place by saying, "Gong, just wait for me. I will come soon." When Feng leaves after some time, one person at that location who wears white protective suit. When she takes off her mask, we realize that she is the same girl who is a friend of Feng's teacher, and she is amazed at how Feng kills two E-class hunters, and she will report this to headquarters that Feng is more dangerous than their expectation. Then she walks a little further and gets scared looking at the trees there. The next day, we see that two people at the clan headquarters are discussing how a common human can kill two E-class hunters. An E-grade hunter is 10 times more powerful than a ranked fighter, but they still lost despite being together. Gong asks clan officer to arrange other experts to kill Feng by any means necessary, as he wants to see Feng begging for his life in front of him. The officer tells him that using another E-grade fighter is not useful now, and they should use a D-grade fighter instead. Then the scene changes and we see Feng in front of Bai's house. He says, "Mr. Bai, my house is gone. Can I stay at your place for some time?" Rosa sees Feng without a car and panics. She asks him, "What have you done to my grandpa's car?" It was a $2 million car. Feng tells her that he has no interest in cars. Hearing this, Rosa gets angry, but Feng calms her down and asks her if she will treat him like this for saving her grandpa's life. Feng then asks Rosa if he can stay in her house. During the night, Qin comes to Feng and asks if he is really from the Yi family. She is asking this to ensure that Feng is not their enemy and there is no threat from him. Feng says that he also wants to make sure whether she is a threat to him or not, and to confirm this, Qin will have to answer some of his questions. Then he asks where the demonic mosquitoes and people from his planet come from in this world. Qin tells him that this world is unstable due to multiple cracks in time. Qin is surprised to hear this and asks if he doesn't belong to Earth. Feng reveals that he is from Hell, the king of Hell. After this, we see Gong going to the building that was destroyed in the blast of his brother. He searches for a locker and becomes happy when he finds it. Then, a heart comes out of the locker, and suddenly a girl appears behind him and tells him that he is very foolish to have come here alone. The girl takes the heart box from Gong and starts to leave. However, Gong stops her and tells her that he will show her how it feels to beg for life. He attacks her, but the girl easily defends herself and taunts Gong, saying that the Leng family is more powerful than the Gong family because the Gong family has trash like him. Gong gets angry and warns her that if he kills her, his family's position will be raised. She makes fun of Gong's skills and tells him that his name is Gong because he's not capable. Just then, Gong attacks the girl while surprising her. The girl tells Gong that she wants to kill him right now, but she won't because of some reason, and Gong should be happy about that. Gong warns her that if he can't kill her, then it does not mean nobody can't, and then from the roof, someone attacks the girl with energy needles. Seeing this, the girl gets shocked and asks who is controlling the needles. Gong tells her that he is not that dumb to come alone. But the girl says she doesn't care and is leaving because she has what she wanted, and jumps off the building and leaves. That's it for this part. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel for the upcoming parts.